Hello, everyone, and welcome in. This is Aaron St. Dennis, the FF Mad Scientist, joined today by Jesse Moeller at jmoeller05. How's it going, Jesse?
It is going good. How's your day going, man?
Um, whoops. How do we mute that? Sorry, guys. We are testing the new Instagram Live feature on StreamYard here, and as you could hear, it apparently queued up on me. Were you able to launch yours as I'm launching mine? I just got mine. It seems to be a bit time delayed. How's yours?
Yeah, I had to shut that down.
Okay, yeah, I had to mute mine, and then when I went to hit start stream as we went live here, and it took a second before it registered, and then all of a sudden, we're having trouble streaming to Instagram on yours, it says.
Yeah, yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Don't worry about
All right, well, we'll fix the technical difficulties out for next time. Sorry, guys. First day, StreamYard has allowed Instagram live feeds, so we are going to see how it works. But we will start off before we do the NFC game previews, home game previews. We're going to do a recap of Thursday night football, and who would have thought? But a game that features Easton Stick against Rod Farva would have been a barn burner, but that's where we're at. So, oh wow, look at the difference in this league. This is the Warrior Bowl, and Easton Stick was only at 10.8 fantasy points. Look at this one. This is just your generic regular scoring settings.
it.
Easton
Yeah,
Stick goes up to 25 and a half.
I
Wow,
think it's
the
those fumbles. Those
Warrior
fumbles
Bowl
really
must
kill
have
me.
some. Yeah, I think they factor in incompletions and holy shit. Okay, well, let's
Yeah,
go with this league. It's a little bit more standard. So we have Easton Stick goes 257 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. Lost 2 fumbles that hurt his day. Most of his value came on one 76-yard long bomb touchdown to Josh Palmer. The other side, we've got Aiden O'Connell, also known as Rod Farva. He
yes.
had 248 yards passing and 4 fucking touchdowns. Good God, that's how bad the Chargers defense is. About down to the running backs. Austin Eckler, who's probably the only one anybody was starting unless you were desperate with Zamir White. Well, Eckler was probably the worst of all of them. 5 carries, 9 yards, 4 receptions for 29 yards. Why Spiller got so many yards, I don't know, or so many carries. I suspect it was just because the game was out of hand and they were saving Eckler, but it was out of hand early. It was what? 21-0 after 3 possessions. It seemed like the Raiders would score, then the Chargers would fumble and the Raiders would score, but so Spiller, 6 carries, 50 yards. Josh Kelly, 5 carries, 22 yards with a fumble lost. Zamir White was great, 17 carries, 69 yards, and a touchdown. 3 for 16 through the air. Bolden only 2 carries for 25 yards, but one was a touchdown. Amir Abdullah, 6 for 32, added in 2 for 13. Obviously, if you haven't heard, the news that broke about 10 minutes ago is that the Chargers have fired their general manager and their head coach. Surprised they didn't do it at halftime, but we'll move on before we get into that. Wide receivers, we have Josh Palmer, 4 for 113 and 1 touchdown. Most of it, except for 40 yards, was on that one long bomb that saved his day. Quentin Johnston was terrible, 2 for 23. A short touchdown really saved him from a total catastrophic day. I suspect if he hadn't scored that touchdown, he'd probably be dropped in 90% of leagues. On to the
Pretty much.
Raiders, we have Devontae Adams goes 8 for 101 in a touchdown. Trey Tucker goes 3 for 59, and 2 of those 3 catches were touchdowns. I think they're on to something there with Trey Tucker. Jacoby Myers has 1 rushing touchdown, two rushes for 12 yards and a rushing touchdown, 2 for 32 and a receiving touchdown. So, good God, there's a lot of scoring here. I guess that's what happens when you put up 63 points.
Yes,
Both
sir.
tight ends were startable. Everett goes 5 for 41. Mayer goes 4 for 39 and a touchdown because every Raider had a touchdown. Dicker, the kicker, wasn't good. 3 extra points on 3 attempts. Carlson was 9 for 9 on extra points. I've never seen that stat line. He had 9 points based solely on extra points. The Chargers DST, if you chose to stream them, they got you negative points. Gave up 51, only recorded a single sack. The Raiders got you 31 and a half. 21 points allowed, 1 interception, 3 sacks, 5 forced fumbles, 4 fumble recoveries, 2 defensive touchdowns, and a fourth down stop. That is a hell of a defensive stat line. Do we even start in this one? There is some interesting. There's going to be a lot of these guys in the week 16 start sit thing column.
Yeah.
Depending on who the Raiders play. Oh, KC. So no, there won't.
Yeah, I would not chase the past game. If you started them, cool with the Raiders guys. Congrats, like you win. But outside of Adams,
and I mean, Jacobs may be the only one next week of any value.
Yeah, it's only if Jacobs is out. And my whole issue with Zamir White going into the game is I didn't think he was going to score a touchdown. And I was like, man, he's really not going to get there. And I mean, he had a decent prop line, and he hit it over on it. So congrats to him. If you started him, you were right, and like you got it right. But outside of that, it was a perfect storm where I don't know how this game unfolded. It was just baffling. Nonstop touchdown after touchdown. It was like 35-0 at the half. It's like, okay. And the Raiders like, guess what? We're going to keep going for more. And you're like, this is ideal. We love this. So they get Mayer involved. Like, Jacoby gets the touchdown. It's really everybody except Renfro on the offense did something. He's like the only guy that was not a focal point. So if you played Renfro, congrats. Like that sucks for you. But outside of that, it's an ideal game. So all the Raiders is just fantastic. Like I don't know what else to say. It's just a wild ass game. Just crazy.
And with the exception of Devontae, don't buy into anyone else because it's not going to happen again.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't mind Mayer, actually. I should say Mayer's not bad. Mm-hmm. And Zamir White if Jacobs is out, but I think Jacobs should probably be back. So
I think so too because it was a short game, so they just decided not to play him, which makes sense. And they clearly did not need him. I think they were like last in rushing the NFL, and they had a really good game today. So go figure.
Good God. That's a hell of a way to start off week 15. Is that what it's going to be like this week? Just absolute total anarchy all fucking week?
I mean, I'm all for it. We could just pour it out for Quentin Johnston. He is like dead. Like I don't know why people keep trying to hype him up. It's just
if you came into this week in a playoff match and looked and you said, I'm facing a team and they're starting the Raiders DST as their defense this week, did you think come Friday morning you'd be buried in your matchup? I think not.
You're like,
that's where you're at.
I'll probably put up 5. And then no.
I seen one league where I don't know. They have obviously funky standings, but the Raiders put up 137 yesterday. Yikes!
Yeah, if you played all the Raiders, like you would be rolling like right now.
And they were all available on waivers with the exception of Devontae Adams.
Yeah, you could have been over 100 points easy with like starting 4 guys. No problem. It was funny. Like there's I'm in one of my dynasty leagues. The 3 seeds going against the 6 seed. The 6 seed started Aiden O'Connell, and the 3 seed like throws a tantrum at halftime because he's getting absolutely smoked. I'm like, sorry, dude. This is how it goes sometimes. It's just like, well, see you later, 3 seed.
Yeah, I seen a guy say it was super flex, and he had Jalen Hurts and I forget what it was. Jalen Hurts last week or something. I don't know. He had some situation where he had Hurts and Herbert, and over the last 2 weeks, he's been forced to start. Or this week, he was forced to start for some reason. Aiden, I don't know. Maybe he had Hurts stolen. That's what it was. It's a vampire league. He had Hurts stolen, lost Herbert. This week, he was forced to roll out Stick and Aiden O'Connell and went from like a 20-point underdog to a 40-point favorite. So
that's just incredible. That's